Try, but
Might not be here.
It's the next step.
It's a tradition.
sir, the first is 22 cabinet and cabinet level appointments for your signature.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going into a detailed look of each of the executive orders that was signed by President Trump on January 20, 2025, and their potential implications for Americans and the world. And really, the first one here is he's signing the cabinet members and the sub-cabinet members. And he will later, though, some of the other ones that he signs will be the revoking basically the Biden era executive orders. So this executive order targets nearly 80 executive actions from the Biden administration, reversing them, potentially. That's when taking control of the government. Basically, yeah, I'm just going to pause this quickly so we can talk about the Biden one. And the Biden one is nuts because he targets basically 80 executive actions from the Biden administration, potentially covering a wide range of policies from environmental regulations to social issues. And really, for the average American, this could mean changes in how federal agencies operate, from healthcare policies to immigration enforcement, and then the reversal of climate policies as well might allow for increased fossil fuel production, but could also mean less focus on sustainability and climate change mitigation. And then
Thank you, sir. Now 31 acting designations and appointments to effectively take control of the government.
so these are all governmental ones, and then basically there's a regulation freeze. And so what this is you sign this order. So this order pauses the implementation of new regulations across the federal agencies, giving the new administration time to basically review or reverse any other additional policies. And this could affect really consumer protections, environmental standards, and labor laws as well that were set with the previous administration. And then so for businesses, if you have a business, this might mean reduction in regulatory burdens, which is what Trump wanted to do, so that it could kind of spur economic growth, economic activity. However, it could also lead to less oversight in areas like workplace safety or consumer rights. So Amazon's going to be happy about that. And then there is also, let me just keep this going. There is also the freeze in federal hiring. So this order basically halts new federal hires, aiming at reducing government expenditure. And this is basically a slowdown in government services, all government services, including postal delivery to social security's processing. It could influence, obviously, federal employees. Some are saying morale, right? Job security for the federal employees. And then we have also the federal employee resume in-person full-time employment. So this mandate basically mandates that the federal employees return to in-office work. So reversing the remote work policy. So if you like working from home and you're with the government, chances are there's going to be in-office work policies going to be enacted here. And what else we have here? So yeah, so for those of you, just be kind of cognizant of that work-life balance, for federal workers, increasing commute costs, time, while the aim here is to boost local economies around the government hubs. So it might also change the landscape for companies offering remote solutions as well. So we'll see that because there's a lot of companies bidding for those remote solutions for the government. But I think this administration thought that that wasn't very sufficient, which makes sense. Elon Musk doesn't allow that. Elon Musk is part of Doge, so this makes a lot of sense. And then there's a directive to address cost of living. So this is good news for a lot of people who are struggling right now, especially with inflation. It's basically an initiative aimed at managing inflation and reducing the cost of living. The specifics are not detailed here, so hopefully those will come out in the next few days, but that has been signed. And so this is probably a signal for policy change in taxation, welfare, economic management to somehow ease financial pressures for American families. And some are saying that is going to be effective. Obviously, the liberals are saying it's not going to be effective. And then the conservatives are saying, well, let's see how it's going to be implemented. And then this is a big one too, withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accord. So this was signed. So this basically officially removes the U.S. from the International Climate Agreement, which emphasizes energy independence through traditional means. So before they didn't want to do that, Trump is saying, hey, let's bring back all the traditional means. Let's just get energy independent so we're not dependent on these other countries. So this could lead to increased domestic energy production, output, lowering energy costs. That's the goal, but at the expense of international climate commitments, affecting air quality, possibly public health and global relations, because there's a lot of people that are going to be ticked off that they kind of left this, right? But one good thing that I do see is that it seems that God is at the center now of American policy. There's an American first, there's a God first thing that's happening, which is good. It is a good thing. And these executive actions, while primarily economic and administrative in nature, are part, I think, of a broader narrative where President Trump has pledged to restore traditional values, which include strong emphasis on faith and religion. And this includes recognizing the role of Christianity in American history and culture. And you saw he had 2 priests and a pastor pray for him and a rabbi pray for him. So the Judeo-Christian values, hopefully, are going to seep back into American culture. And this potentially is seen in the policies that support religious freedoms, educational choices that align with Christian values, and public acknowledgement of faith in the national discourse, which is good. This shift towards placing God at the center of policy, at the center of the U.S., is viewed by many as a return to the foundational principles upon which the United States was built on: community and national identity rooted in Judeo-Christian ethics. And for America and the world, this could mean a beacon of spiritual leadership once again, advocating for peace, justice, human dignity, and a faith-based perspective. And for Christians, this is a moment of celebration. This is a call to reflect on the profound sacrifice of Jesus Christ. This is a celebration of the cross at Calvary. His death and resurrection offer not just forgiveness, but a transformation. He doesn't merely make us good, he makes us brand new. And I think a lot of people are praying that America will see kind of a new America emerging. Will it happen? We will see. I think a lot of people are praying for that. But accepting Jesus as Lord and Savior means embracing a life of purpose, hope, and eternal love, where each person can experience a personal rebirth, becoming part of God's family. His sacrifice invites us to live a life changed by His love, grace, and truth. God bless America.